Ever felt a scent or a taste suddenly transport you back in time? A rush of forgotten memories, feelings, and places, all unlocked by a simple sensation? That powerful experience is the very heart of what many call the greatest novel ever written, Marcel Proust's In Search of Lost Time. Today, we're going to unravel this massive 7-volume masterpiece in just 10 minutes. And stick around, because we'll also share 10 powerful life lessons from Proust that have real-world, scientifically backed implications for your mental health, relationships, and personal growth. Published between 1913 and 1927, In Search of Lost Time is more than just a story. It's an epic journey into the human mind. Spanning over 4,000 pages, it ditches a traditional plot for a deep dive into memory, love, art, and the glittering, often hypocritical, high society of Belle Époque France. So, who was the man behind this literary Everest? Marcel Proust was born in 1871 into a wealthy Parisian family. Frail and asthmatic from a young age, he spent much of his later life confined to a cork-lined bedroom. This isolation became his creative sanctuary. He was a keen observer of the aristocratic world, and his experiences, his hidden homosexuality, and his Jewish heritage all deeply informed the novel's themes of social climbing, forbidden love, and prejudice. After his parents' death, Proust dedicated himself completely to writing, self-publishing the first volume, Swann's Way, after it was rejected by several publishers. He revised obsessively until his death in 1922, leaving behind a work that would change literature forever. The novel's plot isn't a straight line but a sprawling web of memories. It begins with our narrator, often called Marcel, as an adult. A taste of a Madeleine cake dipped in tea suddenly triggers a flood of childhood memories of his family, his country home in a town called Combray. This is the novel's most famous moment, the birth of involuntary memory. The first volume, Swann's Way, also tells the story of Charles Swann, a family friend, and his agonizing, jealous love affair with a courtesan named Odette. This relationship serves as a template for the narrator's own future romantic torments. In the second volume, Within a Budding Grove, a teenage Marcel holidays at the seaside resort of Baalbec. He becomes infatuated with a group of girls, especially the elusive Albertine Simonet. He's also discovering art, meeting a writer and a painter who teach him to see the world with new eyes. The Guermantes Way sees Marcel trying to penetrate the highest echelons of Paris society, idolizing the glamorous Duchesse de Guermantes. He soon discovers the aristocracy is witty, but ultimately shallow and cruel. The societal divisions caused by a real-life political scandal, the Dreyfus Affair, expose the ugly prejudice hiding beneath the glamour. Sodom and Gomorrah brings the theme of hidden sexuality to the forefront. Marcel becomes consumed with jealousy, suspecting Albertine might be interested in women. This volume paints a portrait of a society where everyone, from aristocrats to servants, is hiding something. By The Prisoner, Marcel's jealousy has become an obsession. He essentially holds Albertine captive in his Paris apartment, leading to a toxic, suffocating relationship. He finds escape only in art and music. But then, Albertine flees. In The Fugitive, Marcel learns of Albertine's death in an accident. He's consumed by grief, but over time his memory of her begins to fade, teaching him a painful lesson about time and loss. Finally, in Time Regained, years have passed. World War I has ravaged Paris. The narrator, now older, returns to a society party. As he stumbles on an uneven paving stone, the sensation instantly transports him back to a moment in Venice. Another taste, another sound, and suddenly, all his lost time isn't lost at all. It exists within him, ready to be resurrected. He has his epiphany. The only way to truly defeat time and death is to transform his life into art. He decides to write the very book we've just been reading. The characters are as complex as the narrative. There's the sensitive, observant narrator, Marcel, the sophisticated Swan whose jealousy mirrors the narrator's, the enigmatic Odette, and the unknowable Albertine, who represent the frustrating illusion of love, and the flamboyant Baron de Charlus, one of literature's most memorable and tragic figures, who embodies social and personal decay. So beyond the dense prose and sprawling story, what can we take away from Proust? Here are 10 lessons with very real implications. 1. Embrace involuntary memory. Proust showed how sensory triggers can unlock powerful, healing emotions. This is now a tool in therapy. Sensory recall techniques help patients with PTSD process trauma, as shown in studies from the Journal of Traumatic Stress. 2. Recognize love's illusory nature. Proust understood that our imagination often fuels jealousy. In couples counseling, therapists use this insight to deconstruct possessiveness and build trust. 3. Value art as a means of transcendence. For Proust, art makes life immortal. We see this in art therapy programs in hospitals and prisons, which the World Health Organization reports can significantly aid rehabilitation and well-being. 4. Question social hierarchies. Proust's sharp critique of the aristocracy reminds us to challenge inequality. This thinking fuels social justice movements that push for real policy changes. 5. Understand time's subjectivity. Proust taught that we can reclaim time through perception. This is the core principle behind mindfulness apps, a multi-billion-dollar market proven to reduce anxiety. 6. Confront prejudice through empathy. The novel's treatment of anti-Semitism is a powerful lesson. Today, corporate diversity training, inspired by this need for empathy, is shown by Harvard Business Review to boost innovation. 7. Accept change as inevitable. Proust's characters are constantly evolving. This teaches resilience, a key skill career coaches instill to help people adapt to disruptions like AI. 8. Explore identity's fluidity. Proust's exploration of complex sexual identities promotes understanding and self-acceptance, principles that fuel LGBTQ+ advocacy and education today. 9. Prioritize introspection. The narrator's journey is inward. Practices like journaling, a form of Proustian reflection, are now used in leadership training to enhance emotional intelligence. And 10. Harness creativity to overcome adversity. Proust wrote his masterpiece while battling severe illness. This shows the power of creative outlets, which studies confirm build resilience and life satisfaction in young people. In Search of Lost Time is not just a book, it's an experience. It teaches us that our past isn't gone. It lives inside us, waiting for that taste, that scent, that sound to bring it roaring back to life, making us who we are. It's a monumental work, but its central message is simple. Your life, with all its joys and sorrows, is a work of art waiting to be created. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey into the mind of Proust interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the classics. See you next time.